What does one say to an ancient Nephilim ghost?
I suppose you start with...
Hello.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on YouTube? It's Filthy, and we're back with another Diablo 3 Season 35 video. Today we're going to talk about whether Season 35 is the season of skip. Is this the worst season theme we've had in a long time? Probably, yeah. But I think it's possibly a little better than perhaps maybe it seems at first look. So that's what we're going to go through today. As always, guys, a thumbs up really does brighten my day. So, Season 19, which is when this season came in, was actually the first GR150 solo clear in this game. Rax did it. Obviously, God tier player has moved on to Diablo 4, of course, because why would we stick with a game with no content? Well, I like it, so I'll still be here. But in general, the theme potentially carries a lot of power for pushing, because when you get to 500 kills, the angels come down, and they will act like a mini little conduit pylon, and they will kill any kind of elites, and they can pretty much 2 or 3 hit a Rift Guardian at 150. So the strategy for pushing is going to be collecting all the mobs, burning down the trash, getting the 500 kill streak, and then the angels come down and wipe out the elites. They will not help you if you've got lots of trash on the screen. You need to be quite deliberate with this. That's going to require fantastic gameplay, mental calculations of numbers of mobs, kill streaks and stuff. So look, for me, I'm probably not going to be getting involved in that. I might have a little go of it, but it's going to be obviously for very, very good players. But I think there's a few things to bear in mind about the season theme, having read some of the forum posts, having cast my mind back from how different the game has been, because Season 19 was an awful long time ago, and I do think actually there is potential for this to be a bit better than it initially looks. So first off, Rax did the 150 with a Whirlwind Barb. Now, this kind of mechanic is obviously going to be of great benefit to a trash clearing build. We've got some fantastic trash clearing builds now. Talrasha Meteor, Legacy of Dreams Meteor, any of the Nova Necro builds are really good. So I think the number of builds that you'll be able to do this kind of thing with is certainly a lot higher. We've had a lot of balance patches basically since Season 19. Now, importantly, one of the things that has come in since then is the Altar of Rites. So not only does this add a couple of tiers worth of power, which would make a 150 clear much easier, there's a very interesting node on the altar, which is the one that we used basically to help with kind of boosting character progress very, very initially. It's the first one, and it says the kill streak duration is doubled, and also the effect of the kill streaks is doubled too. So if we think about what the mechanic is trying to do, it's giving us these kill streaks, that some of which are very powerful. And the idea is it gave you a 50% move speed, so that you'd find it easier to go from one pack of mobs to another. Another important thing is that we can actually kill streak in GR, so that will impact leveling a little bit. We can go off and do it in a GR if we want. Now, the second part of that altar node is what is really of interest, because it doubles the effect. So it gives you the double XP, it gives you potentially 100% move speed here if it doubles to 50%. Will it double the already doubled damage? So the idea is you go into the Rift, season theme isn't doing anything to start with, you do a few kills, you increase your power, your move speed slowly, it taps out at double damage or 100%. If that's doubled again, double, that's pretty good. That's going to, I think, be essentially like a 4x on damage, because we're going like twice as much damage and then twice as much again. So I think that could be a 4x. Now, that potentially, given that we've got this much longer time to actually put these kill streaks together than we did in Season 19, plus the fact that we potentially get 100% move speed, yeah, that potentially is quite interesting for solo farming, because normally for XP I like to go in, I like to do my 90-second 2-minute underruns where you just one shot everything and just go wee through it and blast everything. But I think if you are going to get this like ramping up damage effect that's going to cap out at like 4x, then you're probably looking at doing a higher level and doing something a little bit slower. Again, it may well be that some of the more trash-friendly killing builds benefit from this, but again, we are going to have to sort of see how that fits in with the Rift Guardian. Now, there is no guarantee that the Altar of Rites will affect this as we think it does. Plain English reading of it, it should do. It certainly, I think, will affect at the very least the time from getting from one mob to another, because we've seen that in the game. We know that the kill streaks for leveling have got twice as long. Massacre bonus leveling is so much easier once the Altar of Rites has been in the game. So I do think we will at the very least get that, and hopefully it does give us the extra move speed and it does give us the extra damage. Now, if it does give us those two things, then I think I feel a bit more positive about the season, because whilst the mechanic of actually getting the 150 cleared is pretty cheese, I mean, don't get me wrong, we will be able to clear 150 with some of the builds in the game anyway with no season theme. It just requires a hell of a lot of Paragon and obviously luck for fishing and that sort of stuff. But if you do have this extra damage, if you do have the Angels being able to kill the Rift Guardian or the Elites, then it may well be that perhaps 150 is going to be achievable on a few different options for us. So really, I think the proof is going to be in the pudding. We won't know. There's no public test realm. There's nothing we can do to test this. It is just going to be a case of jumping in and then kind of trying to work out, based on our own kind of intuition, are we getting double damage or are we getting double damage? Are we getting 50% move speed? Are we getting 100%? I think potentially this means the Fist of Heaven's Crusader could be a really big winner, because as I said in the last video, it does scale with move speed damage, so we could end up in a position where that actually does ramp up quite well with the 4x damage and the 100% move speed. Could be a little tough to get going, because initially, unless you're doing kills, you're not resetting your steed charge, but things like that I think are going to be interesting. Now, in general, I always enjoy a reset of the game anyway. It's nice to get a fresh start. And of course, one of the important things I think about this season is that I know not everybody plays D4, myself included. I will give it another chance at some point, but there's only a month between the D3 Season 35 and Season 9 of Diablo 4. Now, that to me sounds like quite a nice little gap. You've only got to make D3 last a month if you want to go and try the new D4 season in the hope that it's going to be good. So perhaps, maybe, we don't need something that is terribly detailed. Now, I think we'll just have to sort of see how we go. If this flops and if the season is completely uninteresting and I think the player base doesn't come back and we just get a lot of negativity around it, I think we probably as a community need to be saying, well, do not give us the snowball season. We don't want any more of these crappy season themes. Don't give us the rogue season. Don't give us the Legacy of Nightmares season. Let's just go back to Soul Shards and maybe even ask for this one to be removed from the rotation. But again, we'll kind of have to see. It could be fun. It could be cool. It could actually work out a little better. And I suppose, at least from a selfish point of view, if the season is not busy, then you will have more chance to get on leaderboards, which is good. But ultimately, I think we've been really spoiled. The last few season themes have been so good. Ethereal, Soul Shards, Open Cube, Extra Cube, these things that change the way the game's played. And I suppose theoretically, if the Angels do turn out to be as good as I think with the extra Altar of Rites interaction, then perhaps I suppose maybe that is an interaction in the game that's changed as well. Season of Skip, I'm unfortunately going to be away opening weekend, so I'm going to have to pre-do some videos, how to do the 1,000 kills, all the starter guides, all that good stuff. After that, I think I'm going to try and just take it easy. I'll make a decision as to whether I go play D4 or not. I might just simply stick with D3 and then just try and do a bunch of builds. I'm going to think about maybe what kind of hardcore SSF video I want to do. Definitely going to cap that at 20 hours this time, I think, because I tried 30 and I got to about 16, I think, maybe something like that, and it was just a bit too much. So I'm going to have a little bit of think about what videos I'm going to be making as we move forward. But ultimately, it's a reset, so I'm going to play it. It's just how it is. Right, let me know your thoughts. Do you think this season could perhaps be a little better than it initially looks? Or are you still, no, thanks Filthy, but I'm definitely skipping this one. Take it easy, guys. Peace.